I mean, the
Mhm.
problem is with Kage's backstory, if you're ignoring the anime filler arc and you're only looking at the manga, all we know is that, Kaguya did, have a kid, a human, and she, quote unquote, shared her power with them. Then they turned against her and she was mad and she wanted everything for her. All power should be hers. She's trying to transform everyone into white Zetsu. So you can't even argue it's for the humans in the manga version because, as far as we know, she tried to turn every single human into a white Zetsu, leaving no humans behind in that case. In the
Well,
anime, she
was it
verbatim released some of them. So you can say,
was it
okay,
really
she did
everyone
care.
though?
Well,
As
I
far
think
as we
it
know,
could be, as far as we know.
This is the entire populace. She put the entire populace under the infinite Tsukuyomi.
But are humans a part of the
No
infinite
mention of her
Tsukuyomi?
releasing anyone.
Yeah, because I feel my interpretation of it is that like when you cast Infinite Tsukunomi, you have to put everyone under Infinite Tsukunomi. But then you can release some of them, which is what she did in the anime.
Well,
I think
in
that's
the
the
anime,
same
she
thing she did in
released
the
them.
manga as
There's
well.
no mention of her
Yeah, but-
releasing them in the manga.
Well,
stuff like
Kamui
that.
No,
also
she clearly
thinks that
did in
it's
the
the
manga
infinite Tsukuyomi
because
that turns them
they
into
would
Zetsu,
be-
not the trees.
That would be.
They would
Wouldn't
be
that
dead,
be
right?
near?
No, they got released by Hagoromo and Hamura.
Really?
Would this be like at chapters 670? I would say. Okay, yeah.
Because
Okay.
like that's what's left. Like Zetsu says, the white Zetsu are what's left of the people that were in the infinite Tsukuyomi. Like they were just in the infinite Tsukuyomi. I get like some people just stayed. I mean, unless you want to say
That's
the
what.
ones
That's
who
what
were
I'm saying.
in it
Like, what
stayed,
is
and
left?
I don't know. They never really
That's what I think.
say
Like,
one way
what's
or another.
left is like the ones who remained in it, like the few humans that remained in Infinite Tsukunomi. Not like
But they didn't stay in
the
the infinite
entire
Tsukuyomi
populace
though.
was
They
still
were just in the
it,
ghetto statue at that point.
Yeah, I
Mother,
just assume that it's the same
Kaguya,
thing. Do you think it's different?
Actually, that's a good point.
Like, if they're in the statue itself, do you think it's different from being in Infinite Tsukunomi?
Yes, I do. So
I
those
don't-
people
Could
were
be.
released from the infinite Tsukuyomi, and then they were put back into the tree to be turned into Zetsu.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right there is proof that it's the tree, not the infinite Tsukuyomi.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. So the Tsukunomi is just a dream thing that makes you
ignore
exactly.
the anime,
enjoy the
Oodie. In the
process.
manga, that's not even like necessarily what happened.
enjoy the process. Well, it could be that she never used it in the manga, right?
Does it
Never
contradict
used
She
the
never
manga,
used
Kamui?
Infinite Tsukunomi.
No. She verbatim did in the manga.
She did. Okay.
Yeah, Zetsu literally says like she did this, and he literally says she did it, and the reason why is to turn them into Zetsu.
Hold on, let me go to chapter 600.
Infinite Tsukunomi. Well, that's nice then, because if
Would
you
that
don't
be-
need to do it, why did she do it? That's weird.
I would
I
like
assume
to say
she needs to
name-
do it.
I would like to
Yeah,
say
that's
your
but
alternative
Oodie's-
explanation would be that the purpose of because there's Zetsu indicates two purposes for the infinite Tsukuyomi. One is to gather chakra, presumably without killing everyone, based off what we see. The other would be the white Zetsu part. So the bare minimum purpose is to essentially absorb everyone's chakra without killing them. And then there's also the Zetsu aspect.
But we've seen the tree do it without Infinite Tsukunomi.
I think the tree, because it's separate from
Yes, but in
Kaguya.
that case, though, the tree kills them.
Yeah.
Like the default divine tree would kill everyone, whereas the infinite Tsukuyomi way keeps them alive. So you could say that, I mean, either way, there's like she's still doing the infinite Tsukuyomi. So when they're wrapped up in the tree, they're not dying. And that seems to be because of Kaguya doing the infinite Tsukuyomi, because otherwise they just die from what we see.
I think
whereas Kaguya is able to use the infinite Tsukuyomi for the purpose of gathering chakra, and nobody does this until they're wrapped up by the tree. So you seem to need both things.
So the Tsukunomi is like what's happening in Boruto right now with the trees.
No. Well,
in a sense. Because it's keeping them alive. It's keeping Sasuke's body alive and stuff,
right now,
and then using their chakra.
Yeah, and there's no explanation for how this is happening other than the potential of it's just a default, a faulty divine tree. All right, so anyway, how do you think they're keeping them alive? Like, because the divine tree by default doesn't seem to just do that. Like, we've seen the work, it takes the chakra until they die. That's the point. The divine tree devours the life. So why are they just staying alive now? Because this is before
intention,
Jura
right?
awakened. But at least seemingly before Jura awakened. So you can't say it's because Jura was controlling it, because Bug's been a tree for like what, 3 years?
But Jura,
you know, like
only awakened
long before Moeki ever became one.
Jura only awakened because of whatever Code did. So whatever Code did, going on with Boruto's theory, if Boruto's theory is probably wrong, whatever Code did is the reason that it allowed them to do that. At the very least, it stored their chakra to allow the Shinjuu to awaken.
The problem what I'm saying is that the Ten Tails hadn't yet fully awakened its sentience, so it's just like
yes, but the catalyst had occurred to allow it to awaken, because Sasuke was bit years ago, not now. So by the time he was bit, so probably by the time the claw grimes were split up, that had happened.
I don't know if this would be correct or not, but I'm guessing it would need it like certain chakra, I would say, for it to awaken.
I mean,
well, I was referring to the
I am
saying able to keep Sasuke alive.
Well,
it's Otsutsuki chakra, right? Because Sasuke is like a percentage of Otsutsuki.
It's possible Hidari has been around for years and we just didn't see him. I know you hate that, but
it is.
I doubt it.
I know.
The weird thing though, like because they all talk in chapter 5 as if like they're just now awakening, rather than like some of them being around for a while.
But this could go along with the lines of Hidari being
ever
the
saw
traitor.
the boat tree before then. Like,
I think they were like it's like a baby, right? Like 9 months. They just needed 3 years to really grow.
Yeah, but then but what about Matsuri though? She only needs 5 seconds, like.
Well, she has a lot of chakra.
That's true. That is true. It could be. I feel like maybe something triggered it. I did. I made the theory about the Klagram absorbing Kawaki's Otsutsuki chakra, and that's what triggered the full evolution and stuff, which happened
I think
recently.
It would either need to be that, or it was just a time thing. Like 3 years of Code's chakra affecting them is when the switch fully switched over, because we saw like one of the claw grime at least clearly more developed than the others. It's saying words like Otsutsuki, it's got the Rinnegan open, so you could just say it was progressively happening, and then by the time Boruto showed up was just the unlucky moment when it fully awakened them. I mean, that is just Jura attributes it to all Code. It's like, yo, Code, you're the reason we awakened. Not Kawaki, not Boruto, but you, Code. You did it. It's all your fault.
That's what led to.
So, I mean, I feel like if Jura knows that much,
but it's not. Code didn't awaken.
Yeah, technically, it could be. It could. Yeah, technically, like that could be correct, and Kawaki could still be the reason at the same time, because it's like Code is what triggered it. He's the one who created the claw grimes, which led to the claw grimes absorbing the chakra they needed to evolve, which would be whether that's Kawaki's Otsutsuki chakra, or maybe Sasuke's latent 1% Otsutsuki chakra. But Code is legit the reason that led to that point.
Specific wording, it's more like Code, you awaken self-awareness in us. Boruto saying it's because you enhance them. The way they phrase it isn't like you created this trigger of claw grabs attacking people. It's more like your chakra affected us, and that's why this happened. That's the way it's worded.
Yeah. Remember that Code also has Ishiki's. Yeah, Code also has Ishiki's chakra, so he's like
so you can't take it too definitively
using Otsutsuki chakra as well.
Well, yeah, but in that case though, the point is it is the chakra coming from Code, regardless if it's an Ishiki influence or whoever's influence, doesn't really matter. The point is it's Code's chakra in
pretty
the claw marks, and Code's claw marks can
it's Code's actions. Chakra. It's not Code's chakra.
Well, no, because that chakra is inside of Code, and Code literally did it in base,
and hypothetically, if I was in Naruto and I was just born without chakra, and I had Ishiki's white karma mark, and then I did this, it's not my chakra. It's my action, but it's
Yeah, but,
Ishiki's
It's
code,
power.
like-
but that
it's-
doesn't
it's
apply to
like-
Code. Code has chakra. He did it in base without using the white karma seal. So even if the karma, because I do think whatever's in the white karma has somewhat probably extracted on the Code to make his hair turn white, his nails turn black, his eyelashes grow, and all that shit.
Boruto literally
So,
said this, that Ishiki's
like, our
essence
base is
within
animals.
code is what triggered it.
Like his,
That
well,
could,
that's Boruto's theory anyway. But the point is, Code's base is somewhat modified now because of the white
Yeah,
karma, but like
by the
his
chakra.
base just is modified.
And we don't know if
no, it's like a
the
like,
claw marks could be
when you-
a karma ability. Could be like, I don't know if he can
yeah,
do
but
it
it's
without
like
the
when
karma.
he uses the karma seal.
So if that's
When
the
he uses the
case,
karma
though,
seal,
that
the
would just
power
really
seeps
support
into
the
his
theory
body,
that
right?
Code's
So-
white karma came from someone else other than Ishiki, because if it's a, cause it's not Ishiki's ability at the very least. So
Well, Ishiki never
Yeah,
That
but we
would
know
mean
it's
it's
modified,
coming from
so
something.
the modification could have given him the ability itself. But the karma seal could be from Ishiki, but the modification came from somebody else, like maybe Shibai or Ishiki, whoever.
yeah, but
but
like what
what-
I'm saying is that if the abilities contained via the karma seal, that would mean that like Amado essentially put Shibai or whoever into the karma seal, and Ishiki just helped it manifest in that case.
I think it's more so the case that like if he's using the karma seal and it's pushing chakra and power, Ishiki's power into his body, right? Like technically, residuals of Ishiki's chakra is within Code's body, like at least moments after he used the karma seal. And we remember that I think it was like maybe a few minutes like prior, right? He was fighting Daemon with the karma seal. So it could be that, Ishiki's power was still within his body, some residuals from the fight, And that's
I don't
when
even
he
think it needs to be
created
residuals from the
So-
fight. I just think that the whatever chakras in that karma seal has just straight up like in some form or another,
It could be
more or
leaking
less
out into his
extracted
body.
onto Coates' base. Like because Coates' base just blatantly got stronger than Jigen. Like he just got stronger without using the karma seal at all, and his hair is white and everything.
Wait, his base?
I honestly,
Maybe.
bro, like I feel like you could argue
don't
his
know.
base isn't, but the point is his base got obnoxiously strong. Even without using karma, his base just is obnoxiously strong. Bro is not just born at this around a Jigen level threat.
But it could be because of the modification, right? Because it's like
Yes, Amado
like Daemon and
attributed. You could just say
Ada.
Amado's being a sussy liar here, but Amado attributed all of Code's strength to the white karma, and according to him, all he did to Code was limit his power. According to Amado, he didn't buff him ever. He only limited him. So you can just say
That-
Amado's lying, but
It's kind of weird because we know he modified him. That's like stated, right? But also it could be the case that because the exact like verbiage is that he didn't need to do it, but not that he didn't.
Yeah.
no, he said
Isn't that-
he said almost
said-
every member of Kara has been remodeled to make them stronger, but in Code's case, it's the opposite. I put limiters on him to
Yeah.
check his strength, where he previously said where his strength came from, the karma seal. So he never says that he modified Code in particular, which is weird, but
But Code is a cyborg. That they call him a cyborg, right? It just doesn't make that doesn't make sense.
ironically, you could just say the limiters technically make him a cyborg, but stupid as that is. Like, I mean,
Interesting.
again, you can say Amado's lying because even Kawaki previously said every member of Kara was modified by Amado. Meanwhile, Amado's saying, well, actually, I just only weaken Code. You gotta pick and choose who you want to believe, but that is what he
I
says.
feel like I feel like it's probably the sequence. So it's like it might be the case that initially he limited Code's power, but it's kind of weird. Like if he limited Code's power, why would he then?
Yeah, and then he
increase
was
it
too
later
weak,
on?
and he's like, and then Ishiki was like,
Yeah,
all right, you can
he's
make it a
too weak.
little
Let me
bit
just give him
stronger.
some power. Yeah.
Wait, that's actually
It could be,
even funnier.
We got the claw marks
Yeah.
after the karma, and so at what point did he get the limiters? Was it before or after that?
Well, again, though, part of that depends on really whether he just put a claw mark on his head after the fact, or if that's just like always been there the moment he got the claw marks, because we don't know for sure.
I think it just popped out of his
Uh,
head, honestly, as like a byproduct, almost like a horn.
I prefer that,
Hold
but
on.
it just depends on whether
But
that
hold
is.
on. Isn't there like an image of Code post getting the karma seal?
Yes,
There's
but we
several
don't
images
know
of
whether-
I don't
Code
think he
post
has
getting the
the
karma
claw
seal,
marks.
yeah.
When he was like choking Kawaki
Yeah, chapter
when they were
59. But
kids.
the thing I'm saying though is it depends on whether he technically had the claw marks, but just didn't put one on his head, or if he got one on his head the moment he got the claw marks. It just depends on whether that was by choice or not.
Seems like it was around the same time.
Hmm. True.
Well, anyways,
Like I prefer it's not by choice, but it could be by choice.
on the Tintels, maybe this is just me, but it's not confirmed, but I think it's practically guaranteed the reason the Shinjuu awoken is the exact same reason the Tintels disappeared. And we haven't got that yet. And I know that's pretty broad. I think the link is very
it
clearly
could also
there.
be that the
wow.
Some
well,
Boruto's
wow.
it
reaction.
could be that the
That's
Tentacles
crazy.
disappeared because it awakened too.
Anyway.
No, but this is interesting. So he didn't have the scars on his forehead
Can you post in chat?
post getting the karma seal.
He also doesn't have them in Two Blue Vortex either.
Well, he doesn't have it in multiple panels in the original manga as well. So
A lot of people had made theories that he
a
had
lot of
a-
inconsistencies.
It's kind of weird. A lot of people have made theories that Code may have had a Rin Sharingan on his forehead with that belt covering it.
That's crazy.
No chance.
Me personally,
I mean,
Yeah.
it could be.
I just don't. I always, once again, I think it's mainly because I always think that it's just mainly aesthetic, just for aesthetic, and nothing really.
Amado
too
is just
crazy.
garbage, but like you're gonna implant like a limiter. Why do it on the dude's forehead, bro? Like couldn't probably put it somewhere else, like his backside or his hand or something. I don't know, bro.
So this is a bit silly, but like
Maybe the power is tied to his brain.
so the obviousness of the third eye is how the third eye is in like real life, but like how in universe does a third eye work? Does the skull make room? Is there a hole in their skull now? Like is
Yes.
there an optical nerve, connective tissue between that eye and the brain? Can you see out of that eye? Like if
Yeah, like
Madara
when Madara
closes
just
both of his
awakened it.
Renegons, he just only has this Rene Sharingan open on his
There's
forehead.
no optic nerve.
So he can't see out of it. It's a blind eye.
You can't see. Yeah, it's just an eye for power.
Okay,
Wait, how do you know that for sure?
That's just my headcanon.
take that.
Okay. It would be interesting to see like if that was the only eye he had. Well, at least in Kidomaru's case, he can
Right.
see out of his third eye. Like he verbatim gets better eyesight because of it. The spider
Kido,
guy.
looking at this scan, you're gonna hate this. Because this is Kawaki's dream,
I know.
what if the scene either didn't happen or was modified to where he's like mushing two memories together of when Kawaki was choked by Code and then also when Code has the karma? So like what if the scene didn't happen the way it's shown here?
Alright. I mean, maybe.
It is possible because there are
So,
dreams, at least in the anime, I think there are dreams when of things that just didn't happen.
Yeah.
I have
Like
a question.
with Jigen.
What's up,
I have a
Immortal?
question. If like okay, I don't know if this. I think this might sound like an obvious question, but like if Code didn't did Code ever have white hair before gaining red hair?
Red.
Just all
He
red.
had red hair.
To
'Cause
answer
he
your
mentioned
question,
at least in
Immortal,
the
we don't
anime,
know.
He canonically has red.
Well, my thing is
No,
the reason
in the anime, he canonically has
Yeah.
red hair in that bag.
He-
To
in the
answer your
flashback
question,
of him
Immortal, we
getting karma.
don't know.
well, the main reason I'm asking this question is because
In the anime, we know.
We don't
Well,
know.
okay, so the main reason I'm asking this question is because when he finally got his limiters restored, he mentioned how like his power is finally restored. as if he lost it in chapter
yeah.
72.
Because it was limited.
Yeah.
His power was
So
limited,
I don't know
but that
if
doesn't
having
mean
the
that his hair was white. Like, just because, like, limiters isn't a thing of, like, white hair or not. I think the difference between
Well-
white hair and not is, like, the level of power Code has in general. It's like he just hit a power level threshold. Either that, or it's like Obito, when his hair turned white, to where it was like a shock on his body
Oh.
of getting or losing so much power all at once.
okay.
I think it's
Well, I
because
mean,
of
his-
the
his-
white
his-
karma having
his
like a
eyelashes-
related powers. Yeah, his eyelashes also
His
grew really
eyelashes
long.
also grew. He got red eyes. He got black nails. Like, it's more than just like stress, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's directly
But
like
like
a result
Otsuzukis
of
don't possess red
whatever
eyes,
chakras
so,
in the white karma.
Could have aged his body rapidly.
so I don't know.
There you go.
So we just gotta attribute it to just like a Super Saiyan power up, pretty much.
There you
Just
go.
like,
Well, I mean,
It's not. It's
it
more so
practically
like
is, but
it's
yeah.
more so like KCM.
oh yeah,
Like like the chakra is influencing how the person looks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like when
Or tail beast
Naruto gets
transformation.
box-like with Kurama's chakra.
Mhm.
This one's kind of what Sasuke like within Sasuke's chakra.
so he's tapping. So it's more so like Otsutsuki, just tapping in more to that Otsutsuki power within the Karma Seal.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think he necessarily needs to
Yeah,
tap
yeah,
into
yeah.
it like when you activate karma. I think it just straight up affected his base body too.
Which is how he was able to receive that ass whooping from Daemon and be able to just get out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, Daemon technically held back significantly, so that's one thing to consider.
Yeah. I'm still that kind of did leave a sour taste in my mouth when I saw Code get his butt whooped. I mean, after
With a great
chapter
taste in your
75,
mouth, so.
I mean, after chapter 75 told us the true reason for why Daemon was so strong, I kind of just went with it.
So, Immortal, why did it leave a sour
Mainly
taste in
because-
your mouth?
Why?
Why was that a bad thing for you?
Well, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. It was more so like, Code finally got his power up, and then, Daemon kind of just put him in his place.
So why is that a
No,
bad
He kinda
thing
just got
for
sucked.
you? Because it left a sour taste in your
It's
mouth.
not. I'm meant to like more so like I was hoping
Expectations
Code would
weren't
actually
met.
expectations versus reality sort of thing.
But we did see Code fight
The hype
at his
wasn't
higher level
there.
of power
We-
as soon as he got his
Well,
limiters off. A stronger Code
did, but it was-
immediately fought.
Yeah, but
I
here's the problem.
Yeah.
He got his power, but he ended up getting, sunned by Daemon
But he,
soon after
but
that.
he,
I kind of wish.
quickly.
Yeah.
But he did
went over
better
this
than he
It's
would
the
have.
difference of show versus tell. We were told Code was stronger without getting shown it first. Even in this fight, it's not like Code started off really showing his new power, and then Daemon later on said, all right, now I'm gonna try, and then beat him up. He just went straight to beating him up, and we never saw something new from Code to show us his new power.
but he beat him
were
up
only
less
told it.
than he would have. Or Daemon tried harder
But we
than he
don't-
would
but-
have.
But we don't even get that. We don't even get dialogue saying that.
But
don't
we
know,
know
like,
it's
yeah,
true.
We know because
Because
just
he
simple
got
logic,
stronger.
he would get beat up less bad. But Daemon tried so little that it doesn't matter.
So Code
There's
did
no
better in the
difference to the
fight,
fight.
because of it, and we saw that.
No, we didn't because we didn't see him.
Yes, we
before.
did, because
To see the
otherwise he
before
would have
versus
got
after.
dog walked harder.
There's nothing different Daemon's going to do. All Daemon did was
Oodie's
blitz
trolling
Code and beat him up. Like we're not.
Okay, and
visually
he would have
gonna
got
see
beat
anything
up
different
harder.
in that
Daemon's
fight.
kicks would have been heavier. Is that the answer you wanted? Daemon would have speed blitzed him even harder.
But again, what does that look like? Like all
It looks worse
like,
than
there's
what we
no
got.
difference in how it really looks. It looks the same. There's no showing being done.
No, Code would have had sustained greater injuries
that's one of
walking
the
away
main
from the
issues.
fight.
You're saying obvious reader logic. Like, yeah, he would have
Okay,
lost
well, I'm
less
glad you
badly.
agree.
No shit. But the story doesn't show us any of that.
I think it did.
And you know that.
Mm.
You're a screenwriter, aren't you?
Exactly why my word's more valid than yours.
Screenwriter's perspective.
No, you're doing your stupid. Bro,
I see you're floundering, Kamui. You don't even know what to say. Yeah, stutter harder, why don't you? Mister doesn't know what he wants to say next to support his arguments.
Oodie,
go ahead, Kamui. Clearly articulate the way that I always do. Please go ahead.
Boruto versus Kawaki, basically.
Yeah, make more emotional arguments. Why don't you?
So you're gonna blindly praise it.
Meanwhile, I will use my concise, logical arguments against your blatant fallacies.
There's no blatant fallacy. I mean, God.
Whoever snorted there, that was hilarious.
It sounds like Frieza.
But anyway, yeah, I do think it would be nice to have shown Code's power a little bit rather than only telling us it before he loses, or just in general, bro.
Oh,
even
they did show
he
it.
lost.
He's just
even
he's
after
garbage.
he lost. They just showed it at some point. There's no showing. It's just only tell. With
yeah, I thought it was shown. Hey, so Anime Blue on Twitter says a good scenario for Boruto would be number 1. I wish Saran was here for this, but the core staff remaining the same with minor additions. Number 2, volume 18 through 20 formatted into a movie, which is why Invincible wanted us to read this. All my old heads know why I say this. Follow by 2 Blue Vortex. An year later. Once again, if you know why I said this. And then he has 4 random pictures, 3 covers, and then I don't know if this is official. Keto, you'd probably know. Is this an official thing, or is this like fan art movie poster what if potential? No, it's DVD box set. Okay, so it's probably official. And then the 4th image is Chainsaw
you're showing something on screen. Okay.
Yeah, the Pain one is this is official, right? Because like it has the DVD box set up here. I've never seen it before.
I have no idea.
All right.
Looks like AI.
What is this?
The Naruto.
That looks like AI, bro.
Box set DVD for the Pain art.
Box set.
No, but like, what is volume 18 through 20?
Formatted into a movie.
Oh, that's the freaking prophecy arc. Bro, fuck that shit. I don't want to see that animated anymore.
Oh my god.
What's that?
So to answer your question,
bro,
Immortal, probably not.
What?
Movies.
Yeah, sorry, Invincible, not
Invincible, not Immortal.
Same thing. Close enough.
What?
Well, no, I was addressing Invincible as if he was immortal. Is what was happening there.
But being invincible.
I mean, if he's invincible, he's technically is immortal, right?
Yeah, the Invincible
but if you're immortal,
animated show by Robert Kirkman.
It doesn't inherently mean you're invincible.
That's true. Just look at Madara.
Yeah, but if you're invincible.
No, if you're invincible, you can still die. Like if you're invincible, you can like die from like age.
Well, my argument was going to be you could be invincible to death, meaning you can't die.
Okay.
But okay, well if you're only invincible to death and nothing else, your body can still be destroyed. Your atoms would still be alive, and it'd be endless, unsurmountable suffering.
I'm not saying it's only invincible to death. You're invincible to everything, including death.
Okay, well that's a different term. That's not invincible.
Hold on, that doesn't make sense.
That's pure invincibility. You're invincible to everything.
It's pure something. I don't know if invincibility is the term, but it's pure something. All right. I was looking at it the other day actually. So.
Invincible.
Which I remember where, but I don't.
But you can be immortal and not be invincible, so it's
you're indestructible. I don't know.
No, it was like in the terms of like omnipotence and all that. It was like a tier of it or whatever. But yeah, I don't remember. I saw it. Doesn't matter. Anyways,
what do you think? What kind of crazy Shinjutsu abilities do you think they're going to introduce towards the end of the series?
Oh, something with a Jogan, probably. Some bullshit.
Gigantic.
Immortal, this sort of plays off that. How was Boruto planning to kill the Ten Tails? I'm thinking it must have been a new ability, right? Either that or like a massively scaled up, complete
No,
chakra draining
it's just-
ability to some degree.
No,
I think
I don't
what
think.
would be
They're the same
hilarious
genre.
if you use Rasengan Uzuhiko to make it dizzy.
I was thinking the same thing earlier,
don't-
but like, and then like Jira comes out dizzy,
don't-
like all the claw grabs are dizzy. It's just useless.
I don't think dizziness is even gonna help Boruto with trying to deal with the 10 tails. It's more. It's weird because how he was going about trying to kill the 10 tails. I was under the impression he was gonna like cut it up into little ribbons, maybe, but I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah,
knowing
I
how the
think
claw
the
grinds
Shinjuu
work,
honestly
yeah.
would probably be immune to dizziness in the same way that Mitsuki is. But maybe that's just me. I think the Shinjuu, I don't know, they have the cognitivity enough to be having dizziness in the first place. But it's possible. Like they don't have human bodies.
Why did you say Mitsuki is
Overthinking
immune to
that.
dizziness?
Oh, if you remember, we talked about that a few weeks ago, Kamui, a few months at this point, and I
I
proved
know
it in
because
our
he's immune to
debate.
poison, which isn't the same as dizziness, as most people are aware of.
It's the symptoms that matter in terms of poison, which is
Burns.
when you notice it, it's the effect of it, and so there you go. Yeah, same thing.
No, the importance of Mitsuki being immune to poison isn't that he doesn't get symptoms, it's that his body neutralizes the literal poison, which doesn't apply to being dizzy.
So, Kamui, I'll only accept you calling this a fallacy if you can tell me the correct name of the fallacy. We've never seen it. Therefore, Mitsuki isn't dizzy.
Lack of evidence is not evidence.
No, that's the description of it. What's the name of the fallacy?
All right, hold on. Give me a minute.
There's no fallacy, bro. There's no
You're not
fallacy.
allowed to Google
evidence.
it.
It's just
This
an
is
argument
unfair.
from ignorance, bro.
The fallacy
simply an
appeal
argument
to
from
ignorance.
Oh, there you go. You got it. I was using that against Mr. Spiraling earlier, which is so funny.
I feel like that's your favorite
Oh
one.
wow! Look
Did
at
someone
that.
just clean glass to get what?
That's
It almost
crazy.
sound like yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, that was me. My
Hold on.
spoon hit the glass on accident because I got
Ah,
distracted.
there you
Anyway,
go.
Is that
No,
related?
someone-
now Invincible asked, answer my question in yes or no. Do y'all think side characters like Denki, Iwabe are ever going to be showed in Tubular Vortex manga ever? For me, no, is my answer. I do not think they will ever be shown.
I'm gonna
What do
give
you
you a
guys
fun
think?
one. I'm gonna go with yes, and it's gonna be in the final chapter on the final 5 pages. That's gonna be my
Yeah,
answer.
they'll just be shown. You know what? I
They're gonna
could
be
I could see
clapping
that.
in the
Something like
background,
that.
yeah.
Or like one of those things when, like, for example, when Metal Lee was shown in like one panel just running, it'd be nothing more than like one panel of them just existing. But I do not think they will ever be relevant. Ever.
No, the funniest thing is
That
they're
best they'll be
running to the
drawn.
final battlefield, and that's their debut and exit from the manga. The one
Yeah,
panel
they'll
that
be
we're
like
running,
Sarah
that's
when they're
it.
just running in slow motion.
Oh, that's
Same with
funny.
all the old gen, like Rock Lee and them. In Kakashi.
It's
They'll
gonna be like the
running to the
war
final
where it's gonna
battle.
be like 10,000 shinobi running to the final battle, and then that's the only time we see them ever.
That will be them. But what do you think, Immortal and Keto? Thoughts?
Wait, huh? What was that? Sorry, I was distracted.
Do you think characters like Iwabe and Denki will ever be shown in Two Blue Vortex manga?
No.
Not even like a panel of them existing or running
No.
to the battlefield, but not doing anything else?
The only character that I think that was originally in the anime that made it to the manga was Sumire
And Metal Lee.
and Metal Lee. But then the chances of Iwabe being in Two Blue Vortex is kind of slim to none.
So I'm not
Because
saying relevant. I'm saying like they are drawn existing.
John
Do you think
existing.
do you think like they'll just be drawn standing there even? Kind of like in the Minato manga when Kakashi and Might Guy were just like in the background and that was it? Do you think they'll even get to that point?
I don't think so.
That's the best. That's the best I think they can pull off.
It's
And I don't even think that.
No.
Yeah, because realistically, Ikimoto's just gonna draw speed lines wherever they would be anyway. So
Yeah, they'll just completely get overshadowed by the speed lines. So yeah.
If we just could get like the reflection or their shadow.
It's
yeah.
now since we're talking about anime characters making it into manga, what do you think? What significance does Sumire have to her being in the manga now?
Amado, his storyline. That's
Amado?
it. That's it. Yeah.
Just that? Just
I
that?
think you could
Sarada.
also get tie-ins
Omnipotence,
for
Ada.
Kawaki and Ada, but right
Mhm.
now it's mainly just in Boruto,
I
but
wouldn't do
mainly
any with
just Amado.
Kawaki. Only in the anime. In the manga, they don't interact at all. Unless I'm forgetting something.
They do.
They do interact
barely.
actually.
They have a couple scenes in part 1,
Yeah,
like with
you're right.
when they were alone when Naruto left to go see Ada, for example.
But it didn't feel like they were building
or
any
when,
threads there. Just felt like a conversation between characters.
Yeah,
other
it was
purpose.
more just like the whole Kawaki killed Boruto thing,
Yeah.
and Sumire. And this ties into Amado. She's basically saying, "Yeah, I think Amado's manipulating you." Basically, that's more of an Amado thing anyway. So
I think
for Ada, I would just say it would have to do with the friendship aspect, but that hasn't been explored yet.
That's
really
more-
minus chapter 76.
Sumire is more so tagging along with Sarada on her storyline with Ada there. Is what that feels like.
Yeah. As much as I like to say that Sumire makes for a better friend for Ada, I completely agree.
So it feels like Sumire, she's either going to be the one who has a tragic end because Amado's grand plan outsmarts her or whatever. And I think that's going to happen either way. Or Sumire is going to be the one to quote unquote find out or I put a stop to Amado's grand plan, but I don't think it's going to actually be stopped. I think she's going to make some effort or attempt to, but it would inevitably fail.
In that regard, something I could see, this would be, like a bit of a cold-blooded thing for Amado, but have you guys all seen Death Note before I make this comparison?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'm asking Immortal and Kita.
Wow,
Have you
Kamui
seen
doesn't
Death
care if
Note?
he spoils me up
Have-
Death Note. You heard it here first, folks.
Well, it's not the end of Death Note. It's pretty early, but still. Have you seen Death Note?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna-
I've seen a little
okay.
bit of Death Note, but yeah,
Oh, well, how far have you got?
I'm not that far.
Okay, well, that doesn't answer Kamui's
Well, do you want to spoil it?
I guess because I haven't seen it in a long time. So yeah.
You know what, Immortal? I'll
Okay,
just server deafen
so-
you and undeafen you once he's done.
Yeah, you can also do that. It's not gonna take long.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
That's
For
up to
you,
you.
Immortal. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I forgot her name,
Ooh.
but it was Ray
Uh-huh.
Pender's girl. Ray
Server
Pender's.
deafen.
It's okay. I've needed him too, since apparently that didn't. Go ahead.
Okay. I forgot Ray Pender's girlfriend's name, but the one who used to be a former FBI agent, the one who basically found out who Light was, but like kills her before she can do anything, more or less. I'm kind of seeing something similar for Sumire could work, where Sumire basically finds out the whatever with Amado, but Amado gets rid of her before she can actually do anything with that information. I could see them doing something like that, but that depends on whether they want Amado to be like that level of cruel, or if it's more just like he just outsmarts her so that she can't prove anything kind of thing without killing her.
Can I end up now?
But yeah, that's the end of that.
Okay. And you're back. Welcome back, Immortal. How was it?
It was great. It was great.
All right, great. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
What was it?
The spoiler.
What was it that was how?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was how that was it.
But what was it that was how was?
Well, it was that that was how it.
I see. I really like that. I'm
Yeah.
very, very happy for you. But yeah, what do you think about that, Oodie?
I definitely think the what of the how is definitely at 100% or more.
I bet in terms of the Sumire and Amado thing, but I love that too.
Honestly, I cared more about the what how thing than the Sumire and Amado thing to answer it anyways.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be crazy.
Wow. Nice. Anyway. Yeah, I think Sumeri's main thing's Amado. Medley will not be important. He ran in one panel. That's all we're gonna get from him.
All right.
Shinky, ironically, I feel like would have a better chance than like Denki or Hoki or any of them. But even that, it's like, bro, we haven't even gotten Gara to be important since chapter 57. I don't know about Shinky.
Alright, so Invincible asked, do y'all follow the Kendrick Drake beef right now? And someone else also had a comment on that on the channel. If I can find it. I'm never gonna be able to find it. Somewhere in here. Let's scroll down enough, maybe I'll find it. But what about you? What about you guys? You follow the Kendrick beef Drake drama rap?
I heard about it from someone who did, but I don't care.
It was
Me
All
neither.
Father. What are your thoughts on the Drake and Kendrick beef? So, All Father and Invincible. There is your answer. Kamui doesn't care. But what are your thoughts on it, though, Kamui?
That Keto had to dip. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Okay, what about you, Immortal?
Those were my thoughts.
Immortal?
Huh? What? Say that again?
Kendrick and Drake. Beef.
Oh, I really don't care. I really don't care about that beef.
Okay, well.
It's not my favorite type of food to eat.
Now I'm curious about this comment. It's not that deep, bro. What is that in reference to?
Oh, I gotta find it again. Okay.
I think it's just at the top. It's literally a notification.
Just Jura's book makes no sense of where he got the book from.
That's what I'm saying.
My response,
But I
it's as
wanna
deep
see
as the
if
story
it, like,
analyzer's
if there's a
desire to
comment
interpret
thread.
it. Yeah.
No. Oh shit, bro. It was at the top of the screen you were showing.
Wait, what?
There you go. It's in.
Yeah, I just
What
read
was
it.
your reply?
I just read my reply out. What do you mean? It's as deep as the story analyzer's desire to interpret it. My God, Kamui.
Interesting.
I did want to read some of these
WalkyTalky
comments.
podcast. You make no damn sense.
Oh my God. Any of these stand out as comments you want to read, Kamui? It's a lot from that Ishiki debate.
I like the one that says WalkyTalky podcast. You make no damn sense. That was in your notifications.
I like this one from the Mellows Acid Dimension take that started it all. I thought he has an on acid talk. Which I think I get what he's trying to say there. Not only is what I think he's trying to say there funny, what he's actually saying there makes it even funnier. Yeah.
Did you want to talk about the Kawaki thing?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Go ahead, introduce.
Oh wait,
the
hold on.
topic.
Invincible says the only way side characters are going to be included is by releasing more Boruto novels, which I don't think Kishimoto would even care to write. Only if Kodachi was still. Yeah, bring Kodachi back, bro.
Bro, that's sad. Hate to see it. Join the Discord if you want us to read your comments on the chat live. This is probably the only time we're going to do this, let's be honest. Shout out Invincible.
Oh wait, I'm just noticing the title of the stream. Okay, do you want to talk Kawaki or do you want to talk Himawari?
Honestly, we'd do Himawari after.
Okay. Then we can talk Kawaki. Whoops. What the hell just happened? Yeah, so let's just talk about, I guess, we were talking about Kawaki sleeping at the start of stream. So
Ooh. Okay, so I have another question for you, Kamui. Do you think it would make sense for Sumire to summon Nue at this given point for as a way to help?
Similarly, I'm like, this should have been in the manga. With Sumire, though, it's more essential to her anime character at the very least. Like, again, should have been in the manga, even if it was as little as just the Pokemon Nue on her shoulder. But Nue was like integral to Sumire's story in the anime. Garga is not that for Boruto. So it feels much cheaper to use that. Whereas with Nue, at the very least, I can say that is part of Sumire in the anime. So I understand it being in the story. It also had its Sasuke tie-ins. But again, the fact that it wasn't in the manga is just bad writing, I think, if you're going to do it now. It's just
they
bad.
mentioned it in volume 2.
The whole time.
They mentioned Nue in volume 2.
All right, I'm pulling this up.
When?
I'm pulling this up. Let me see. They go into the cave with Naruto.
When was Nue mentioned in the manga?
Oh, he did.
Well,
she was. Oh, that's crazy.
Volume 2.
I see what you're saying.
Manga.
Yeah. There you go.
Snake was there in Orochimaru.
And it's not even just like a snake on the wall. It's a snake with an orb in its mouth. Like, it's very specific.
Yeah, this is from Boruto too. So yeah, true. Okay.
Well, it's Naruto Gaiden.
You got me.
And then like the wall looks very similar.
Oh, that's from
it
Naruto
does look
Gaiden?
a little bit destroyed potentially. Actually, I don't know about that.
It's the shimmer.
But
and the like the triangle walls and stuff like that. Like
that's what's like it's just
or
too
diamond,
similar.
Sorry, not triangle.
Yeah.
Now, my big
what do you
question
guys-
though is,
what
what
the
the hell is Yamato doing? Like, if he just sees Boruto and Kashi Koji waltzing in, like I mean, like he's just not doing a good job of watching. I guess I don't know.
Maybe Yamato's
just
under
got
on the
away
defense
with
too, or not under it. You know what I mean?
Do you think that Shikamaru knows about Kashin Koji? Like
No.
like sometimes like off panel, like Boruto probably gave him the scoop.
No.
And it'll probably be like divulged later on. No, you don't think so?
Nah.
Because I think Shikamaru would have just responded with Kashin Koji, is that you? Using Ino's jutsu if that was the case. It doesn't seem like he had any idea who he was talking to.
Look at Boruto
Sorry to be a
data
buzzkill,
books.
but and also like the latest chapter with like the
Data-
toad being like, "Don't turn around," and then Shikamaru's reaction to it.
Dude, this is so funny how Shikamaru looks like he's looking anyway, but
Hey, Simba 920 said Kawaki was great for the series, but Boruto being Sasuke's student and inheriting him in Itachi's will, I say Boruto is the best new gen MC and the best written in the Naruto series. How y'all feel about that?
Best written
I
in the
don't think
Naruto
Boruto's
series
the
is
best written.
crazy, and the whole franchise.
I don't think Boruto's the best written in Boruto. I think the end of part 1 kind of Boruto, I think remove the end of part 1, Boruto is great, but I think the end of part 1, Prophecy Arc Boruto, is just not written well.
Get Boruto past Naruto's writing in Boruto specifically first, let alone part 1.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Naruto's literally written better than
I
Boruto
think
in Boruto.
if you're going to consider contenders for being like on a, no offense to Boruto, but on average, Naruto has a lot better written characters than Boruto characters. I hate to say it. If we're going to talk like characters who have potential for comparison, I mean, like, who would you guys pick?
Which two characters? Or which character to compare it to?
No,
Boruto?
if you had to take like a Boruto character who's on the level of a good Naruto character.
Bro, I don't think Boruto is as good as written as Naruto, but I always say that like Boruto's story is different from Naruto because Naruto grew up with nothing and ended up with everything. And Boruto, like, I'm just assuming his story is he's gonna start off with everything and end up with nothing. So like they have like not parallel stories, but what would you call it?
I would say
inverted.
in reverse.
Perpendicular
It is a
stories?
parallel. It regardless
It's
of
parallel.
which direction it runs, it is the parallel. It doesn't matter if it's backwards or not. It's still
Linear,
parallel.
Pretty much two lines can go in opposite direction, but it's still
Inverse?
Yeah. So like that, I think that's what they're running with the Boruto story, but I could be mistaken. But so
But
far,
it
that's what I
inherently would make it worse. Like that's not the problem. That's not a problem in any way.
Well, I say it was a problem because at first, like the major contention with like Boruto and like the anime and stuff like that, like in specific, was it was too kiddie, and like my explanation for like people who was picking it up and not enjoying it, I'm like, you gotta understand it's kiddie. One, they're trying to pick up like a new generation of fans, first of all, and then Boruto was a kid and he didn't suffer the same turmoil as like a Sasuke or a Naruto or anything like that. They didn't really have to they didn't really experience war with other villages and like being kidnapped and stuff like that. Like pretty much they live like a peaceful life. So that's why it was a little boring at the beginning. And then as the story progresses, that's when you start getting the threats and stuff like that. And
I mean, even that though, in terms of superficial Big Bang explosion, cool fight stuff, sure, but that's not what matters in terms of it being good. It's just about how you write the conflict you want to write. No offense, but early Boruto conflict in the anime just isn't as interesting as early Naruto conflict.
Exactly.
It's not as deep. It doesn't hit you as hard. Like Land of Waves, technically speaking, Land of Waves level of conflict isn't more than the Mist Village in Boruto. If anything, the Mist Village Boruto coup d'etat is higher stakes than anything in the Land of Waves. The difference is how it was done. The way it's done in Naruto just was better.
What about the Miski arc? How would you rate
even that's another one where it's a higher level of stakes.
I still
it's
say
a greater
Boruto's
war
first
aspect
mission is a
than anything.
good contender for on the level of the Land of Waves.
What was the first mission?
No, it's not.
When
bro.
Konohamaru
Remind me, first mission.
Rasengan
It's the one-
triangle face guy.
Bro, that shit is not comparable to the
Trying-
Land of Waves.
Bro,
Single
Boruto does a
face
Boruto
guy.
scene with Team
Thank-
7. That's the setup
That's
for
not
Deepa,
comparable to
for
the Land
the
of Wave
peak,
in writing.
for peak
Udy. That's just a
Deepa,
superficial.
Kamui peak Deepa.
Udy,
It's the setup. Team 7 bonding for the first time? The new Team 7 at that. They had more bonding, character
Wait.
moments together than the original Team 7 in this arc.
but it wasn't as well written
I
as the
would
Land of
not
Waves.
Paced
agree.
way
I would not
better,
agree. And the Land of
way
Waves are
better.
Sasuke pretty much like almost sacrificed himself for Naruto. And he supposedly hated his guts and stuff like that. So
Yeah, because they made
I don't
such a
know,
bad
actually,
mistake
but-
working
he
together
didn't
in such a
actually,
terrible
but
way
like
because
he
they
gave,
didn't have the
he gave
character
off that
moments together.
impression. He gave off that impression that he really didn't like Naruto.
The
You know what
Boruto
I'm saying?
characters had such a
And
good
that moment.
relationship together because of their good writing that they didn't even need to be into that situation in the first place, which makes it even better.
No, they have
And
a
again,
good
No,
relationship.
that's not-
No, they have
Again,
no. It's not
that's
because of the
not-
writing.
The
They have
pacing,
good right.
the
They have a
pacing was
good
like
relation. Hold on, they have a good relation. Wait, hold on. They have a good relationship because their parents are all fucking friends and they
They're just
grew up
already fucking
together.
friends, bro. That's
Yeah,
nothing
like
to do with
that's
the
why they have
writing.
a
oh
good-
right
has nothing
because
to do with
because
the-
Kushina and Sasuke's mom were just mortal enemies.
Bro, they're dead.
Kushina died,
Okay,
bro.
so what?
They were dead. They weren't raised. Sasuke and Naruto never
didn't
got
grow up
raised together as friends.
Exactly. They
Doesn't
grew
matter
up
if they're
like
alive or
Sasuke,
dead.
like
Sasuke's
Boruto-
not in the story.
Yeah, it
Orochimaru's
does.
around.
It does. It does. Boruto and Sarada grew up as friends. Like all of Team 7 grew up as friends. Team 10 grew up as friends. All of them grew up as friends. There was no conflict to be needed. It would have been stupid to throw in conflict. I mean, I guess it could have made the story a little bit more interesting. I guess if you want to put it in that aspect.
Well,
But
it would
they're
just be what you want to do
teammates.
with it, but I don't think it's not
They went
because
through
it's
the
good
Bell
writing that they're
mission
friends. No,
together.
they were written to grow up as friends.
And
It's
they
as
grew
simple
up
as that.
together.
But it's not good or bad. That's just
And
is
besides,
the thing.
like
is what it
Naruto said,
is.
even if they've never said it, they've always been friends.
Yeah, I agree. They always were friends.
Okay, they learned at the unison sign in the
Anyway,
academy.
this is all
But
irrelevant.
what
Okay,
I
the
said
I
point
though,
is,
agree.
what I said
Alright.
though is that I said that Sasuke gave off the impression that he did not like Naruto. I didn't say that they weren't friends. I mean, I said that at the beginning, but then I corrected myself.
So moving
He
on to
gave
the
off the
art,
impression that he did not like Naruto.
the compositing of the Boruto first mission arc was so much better than any art in the Land of Waves, just a night and day comparison. Then you have
it
the
doesn't
pacing.
matter. It's not the point.
The
Udi,
Boruto
that has
one was
something to do with the
able to
writing.
the Boruto
Stop
one was
it.
able to properly resolve its entire story arc within like 2 episodes, whereas the Land of Waves needed like 15. So this arc was paced 7
doesn't make it
times
better or
better,
Hey,
7
Kamui,
times
kick him
better
off your
than the Land of
podcast,
Waves.
bro.
The
Kick
Land
him
of
off
Waves
your
had 7
podcast.
times
Udi's
worse
just trolling
pacing.
right now.
Kick him off your
Udi hasn't had a
podcast.
chance to troll today, and so he wanted to make it now. I get it.
Udi,
We all
kick
all
yourself
been
off
there.
your Udi,
But
kick
now's not the
yourself off
time.
your own podcast right now. Like, put yourself in the stage, bro. Put yourself in the stage.
But getting back to what freaking said, yeah, I don't think the problem is
He really
the
did it. He's so
the
funny.
level of war and stuff.
Udi
I
put
think it's really
himself in
just
the stage.
it
Hold
wasn't
up,
written as a-
Bobby. Hold up. Udi really put himself in the stage.
Good. You deserved it.
I'm crying. I'm sorry, Kamui. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Bro.
There, I fixed it. I made it how
Like
it should
I
have
said,
been.
wait, I was in the stage too.
But yeah, I don't think the problem was the stakes of being close to war and all that. I think the problem is just the story itself. Not to say that like the New Way arc and stuff is bad, but like it's just not as good as the Land of Waves. It just isn't, okay?
Boruto's first
I'm
mission
sorry.
had higher stakes too. There was almost a war there as well.
Again, I'm saying that doesn't matter. My point.
Pretty much all this boils out to execution.
That's not what determines if it's good or bad.
The
Otherwise,
first one,
two
the New Way arc was
Naruto.
good. I would give it that, but I won't say it's better than Atlanta Waves.
And
Like,
then the
that
power
first
scaling, not only
First
Boruto
episode,
side, but like
no.
I don't think
those
any
bandits were
of
way
Boruto's
stronger.
anime was contending anywhere close until we got to the Momoshiki arc. That's when it started to be like, okay, you can argue, because I think the Momoshiki arc and the Kawaki arc are the best 2 arcs of Boruto, hands down.
Yeah.
See,
And
freaking-
those you can compare.
The problem
and
is
say
that
put them in the same tier if you
the
want.
problem is Kamui just hates Konohamaru for some reason. I don't understand it either. I don't know. It's just really weird to me.
He never even brought up Konohamaru. I have not heard him say
Konohamaru was
Konohamaru
never
in the
once
last
mentioned.
25
You
minutes. Like,
just
we've been potting for 35 minutes, and I have not heard Konohamaru been brought up one
This
time.
is why I say Udi just makes up takes I don't have.
What was
Like,
you
this
saying,
is
Kamui?
peak
I'm sorry.
example.
You cannot use this one against me in the future, Kamui. I just want to point that out now. It's a fallacy.
Oh,
Wait,
I will use it against you in the future.
What you saying, bro?
It's an easy example. But yeah, anyway, yeah, early Boruto is just not as good. That's the bottom line. I mean, all of Boruto. I hate to be the Boruto hater today, but like for the most part, all of Boruto just isn't as good as Naruto. I think the only exceptions are Momoshiki arc and Kawaki arc could fit into a Naruto arc, not in terms of the plot, but in terms of its level of writing.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
those could be written in and be like, yep, those fit right in line. But the other arcs, I wouldn't say fit.
They had a very
borderline.
They had a very interesting arc. I ironically watched it backwards. I'm gonna watch it forward one day, but it was another Kara Inner that wasn't introduced in
that
the
one.
manga. That was pretty interesting.
I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, that
I
was
want to
like
watch it backwards now just to see what you experience.
The Squid Games arc?
I was so confused.
You watched that
I
backwards.
was so
That's
confused.
so funny.
But I was like,
I'll watch Sasuke Red Sun backwards too for the hell of it. I'll just watch the
Wow.
Code arc backwards too.
you know what's crazy? Because right before I did that, I clowned on Bar for watching
Jujutsu
JJK
Kaisen.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You
he
watch
said I watched
JJK backwards.
backwards. I was like, what? How do you watch it backwards? It's numbered, bro. Like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. How do you watch it backwards?
See, free game. That's how you know I'm a loyal fan. I knew that. I listen.
Yeah, I know you do. I appreciate you.
Hey.
If I listen to long
Udy
podcasts,
really is a loyal
I-
fan. I'm not gonna lie. He watches everyone.
yeah, I know. Yeah, Udy,
Like Udy's
do you,
most loyal of fans. Besides maybe
do you
Dara
have
Shikage. That's the contender.
do you have a job, Udy?
I listen to this
Yeah,
at
sleeping.
my job.
Like Immortal. He works for Milo. He gets paid to sleep.
That's funny. That's my dream job, by the way. So if you can send me a
Yeah,
referral,
it's just
that would
no pun intended, your dream job, eh?
wait, are you getting paid for this or?
No, they're joking
Oh.
around like they always do.
Oh, okay. I'm taking it serious. Like, hey,
Bro,
bro,
I'm
I've
a
been looking for
scream.
a job
You
for
cannot say I
I
always
mentioned
joke
about my
around.
dog. I mentioned about my 3-month-old
Yeah.
puppy Milo.
We don't always fool around, okay? Like once a pot at the most. Come on.
Yeah. Like I got it out of my
I'll be right
system
back.
during this Land of Waves argument.
So what do y'all think Amado what do y'all think Amado is gonna do as far as like his daughter and stuff like that? Do you think that he's really gonna be able to resurrect her through Kawaki?
No.
And what would that mean?
Whether
for
he's
Kawaki?
truly trying to resurrect her or not, I do not think Akebi will be resurrected. Or if she quote unquote is resurrected, it'll be like Kawaki was worried about, where it's not Akebi, but instead it's like an Akebi Otsutsuki that is different from her, and it all
Wait,
helps.
so like I have a bad memory. So Kawaki already knows what he's trying to do with the karma.
Yeah. Amado he gave out a plan, whether you think it's
That
sucks
day
or not.
he was crying.
Yeah. So like
That chapter, I
like,
remember that.
yeah. He said, like, I added Akebi's data into Kawaki's reconstructed karma. All he's got to do is implant a karma on a clone body. I'll prepare. That'll be enough to revive Akebi. That's what he says. Whether you agree with that.
Got you.
So
I
Kawaki
remember.
knows, and Kawaki's was like, hey, Amado, if I do this, do you promise it won't just turn her into a new Atsuki? And Amado's just like,
I remember
I don't
now.
know,
Okay.
but hopefully not.
Yeah.
And so like
So is that like a calling to maybe a future villain?
I think it is a potential thing. Whether Amado knows it will happen or not, if Kawaki
Foreshadowing?
goes through with it,
That's what I meant.
I think it's at least a high potential that is what happens. Like a new person. It's not what Amado was saying would happen anyway.
Because they foreshadowed Kurama coming back. That's what they say at least. There's this picture where Himawari is actually holding the chibi fucking Kurama, the same Kurama that we see in the last chapter.
Crazy.
That it's
they
not
call that
Isn't
foreshadowing.
it
shit.
anime
It's
only
definitely
anyway?
Not, no.
It's anime only. The anime they say that the anime and the manga run in conjunction. If you want to believe
Yeah,
that.
but they say that and then they tell completely different stories. I wouldn't call that foreshadowing. That's just like that's cool.
But no,
Himawari
the father
had
and
Kurama and then
but wait,
Kurama ends up, but it's not
but
actually foreshadowing the
But
event.
the father and son, I'm sorry, the parent day arc. That's the one that was a novel though.
Okay,
All
and
the more
Boruto,
reason it's
sorry,
not foreshadowing.
Kid Sasuke was playing with a dinosaur. Sasuke never got a dinosaur Jinchuriki inside of him or anything. Tell these.
I don't mean anything though. Like
It's not like not everything's foreshadowing. It's just coincidence.
But you think that's a coincidence though? Like a baby Kurama, she's.
I think it
holding the
shows
sister?
Himawari's relationship with Tail Beast in the sense that she would be nice to them. She wouldn't abuse them. And that could be why Kurama chose her, but it's not necessarily foreshadowing the fact that Kurama will resurrect in her, because by that logic, we got the foreshadowing that she would be the Shukaku Jinchuriki because she played with the actual Shukaku and
Like,
that same
you can't
But
retroactively
Shukaku
look
never
back and
died
call something
though. Shukaku
foreshadowing.
never died though.
Yeah, but he could just go inside Himawari, like
But
by that
that's
logic.
true. That's
So I wouldn't say it's
also true, bro.
foreshadowing, because
Mhm.
foreshadowing means it hints towards something. So I'm going to give an example. Chapter 57, Amado's like going on about how I know how you feel, Naruto. It's not that you whatever. It's that you don't want to give up on your son, right? That's why you came to me. And Amado, in the whole conversation, I did a video on this before. Amado indicated that, like Naruto, he hasn't given up on his daughter.
Mhm.
several chapters later, he comes out and says that exact thing. That's foreshadowing because he suddenly told us, yeah, I haven't given up on my daughter either. But Himawari just holding a Kurama, by that logic, when Boruto was holding a burger, he was going to become the next Burger Jinchuriki. You know,
Well,
it's just
bro,
like it's
No,
not
okay, so for on a real note for
come
game,
on,
what you're
no,
doing there is
no.
you have point A and you have point B, but there's no connective tissue between the two. And that's what the foreshadowing is. It's the tissue that links two things together, not the two things. So just because you have Boruto, or sorry, just because you have Himawari and you have Kurama, that doesn't there's no hint towards a connection there based on that.
Oh,
You know
the
what I'm
connection.
talking about?
Yeah.
Himawari likes Kurama.
Yeah, really,
Yeah,
if
I know
anything,
she
it's
likes
just
Kurama, but
because especially
what's the coincidence that it'll be a baby Kurama that she's holding though? Like, I don't know.
It's just
Maybe
a
you guys
toy.
are
I mean,
ready. You
but there
guys
was
are
a
ready for
Shukaku. But again, she had a Shukaku toy too.
Oh no, this one it wasn't a toy. She was holding a I think she wanted to get Kurama, but I think she couldn't find him or something like. I can't remember that episode too well.
Yeah,
Hold on,
but
I don't
boy.
remember.
then you look
I
at her
remember her
reasoning.
saying,
Her reasoning isn't because like she's drawn to it or anything. It's because it's the cutest one. The reasoning's important.
Which one? Kurama.
The Kurama one, yeah.
and it's not. And ironically, I think this is proof it's not foreshadowing. Himawari's reaction in chapter 9 wasn't, "Oh my god, it's a cute Kurama." It's like scared. What? You're the Ninetales. Like, it doesn't seem like they're referencing Kurama.
Like what that scene realistically
she
did
said-
was just the relationship between
If she
Himawari
looked
and
like
Kurama.
happy and said called him Kurama, I would say sure. But the fact that she calls him the Ninetales and looks scared, I don't know about calling it foreshadowing.
It's more so showing the time of peace, which is really the whole point of that entire novel / adaptation, anyways. The fact that Himawari can have a
as well as
Kurama doll.
furthering the bonds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like it's how times have changed. The demon that everyone feared, 16 years ago, is now a plushie toy. Like,
Which that's something to actually care about. That's the art in the writing. If it's just a foreshadowing, then it's like who cares? It takes meaning away from the arc if that's.
It's
what
also
trying to
you
do.
also can't call it foreshadowing. It's literally it's probably a Naruto Gaiden side story again, like where it's just not even like maybe it's called Boruto Parent-Child. I don't know. Either way, it's not. I don't know, bro. Like a foreshadowing exclusively in a novel that's not part of the Boruto manga for the Boruto manga is just garbage writing, in my opinion.
At most, it's retroactive
writing,
foreshadowing, but I would say because it's
Yeah.
so
But it's not
divisive-
always going to be. It's not always going to be manga though. It's going to eventually be adapted though.
What I want to do, and that's go on this mission. That's the character arc Mitsuki has in the anime, which is different from the manga. But then you have all the way in the time skip to Blue Vortex. Mitsuki's just now realizing that he has his own will and things he can do without the sun. He's just now realizing something he already realized in the anime. That's
But-
not the same story at that point because that's the different. His character arc is just like delayed into some completely different spot. And of course, in the anime, they're going to adapt this. And so he essentially is going to go through the same character arc twice.
I mean, I don't agree. I think that was probably the spark to it. But then when that happens and then get adapted, then that's going to be like the full resolution. But I don't know. You might be right. I ain't saying you wrong.
Well, I think it's because the anime was doing something good, but then it never happened in the manga. Like Kishimoto's like, well, I'm going to do it. Like, and then I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like the anime is just doing shit, and then it's kind of like, oh shit, now we have to do this because the manga. I think they're just bullshit.
Like I think that like the anime like they foreshadow Akashi and Koji because we got the what was it? The time skip arc before we got Kashin Koji introduced into the manga.
Well, again, though, I don't think that's foreshadowing Kashin Koji. That's just Jiraiya. Because the thing
But
is, it's not
he is
it's not
Jiraiya, though.
linked. Yeah, I know, but it's not foreshadowing of Kashin Koji technically because nothing in that arc links to Kara in any way. Not only has Kashin Koji already been created by
It doesn't have
Amado.
to. It doesn't have to. Like for foreshadowing, you don't need like it to correlate to like Kara or anything like that. When it's foreshadowing, I'm
Well,
just
it
saying
needs
like
to
they brought this
needs to
character
correlate
up
to the
for a
revived.
reason. Like he was the
but
main
the
character in that arc
foreshadowing
for a reason.
directly hints towards something. That's not hinting towards Jiraiya being cloned in any way. Revives his daughter eventually. That would be the hinting because he's subtly indicated, "I'm trying to revive my daughter too." In the case of this Jiraiya thing or the
That's not
Kurama thing, they're
foreshadowing
not
though.
hinting.
That's not foreshadowing though. What he did. That's
Yes,
not
it is.
foreshadowing. Okay. Maybe
Because
we
he's
just have different
indicating.
ideas of it, but
Well, I'm going off the
I get this
definition.
bug
It's
off.
indicating of a
Okay.
future event that something will happen in the future. Amado will try to revive his daughter in the future, is what that would be in the my Amado example.
Hold
In
on,
the
I
case
gotta
of,
get a puppy out my room. He be shitting in there. Hold on, we'll be right back.
Well,
What do you think, Oodie, as a screenwriter?
well, I picked it up or pulled it up on screen and it's scrolling. And I wasn't listening mainly because stream went out twice, but I think it's good. I don't think it actually died because I'd saved it in time both times. But no, I agree. It's not foreshadowing.
Yeah, it looks like it's still going. I refreshed the page.
Okay, yeah. Freaking makes me mad, bro. You don't understand how mad it makes me. Oh my god. Anyways.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Yes,
sorry
go ahead.
about that, guys. I didn't want no shit on my carpet.
No, you
I
good.
do apologize. But my chat, I only got one vote though, because there's not a lot of people on here. But they said they consider it foreshadowing. But
Really?
Mhm.
Kamui, you
there's
know what to
only
do.
one person though.
Really?
Kamui's gonna vote no, of course,
I
and
should.
make
Okay,
it
hold on.
50-50.
Let me go. Let me.
You already
fix-
said it.
Wow.
You already said you was gonna do it, so it don't
Are
count.
you
I'm
sure
ending
it's
this poll.
100% of people say yes? Free game? That's crazy. It looks pretty
There's only
divisive
one
to me.
person who. Shut up. I'm in this poll. You guys are fucking crazy.
Oh, hey, Kamui got his
Ooh,
vote
the
in.
no
It's
Oh,
not-
alright,
is
so-
66%.
66%.
So,
Let's go.
so, all right. So you say in Two Blue Vortex that Kawaki is a great ring character, right? And Boruto isn't a great ring character. Like his character is pretty bland because he doesn't have any like what you say any consequences or some shit
no,
like
that's
that.
prophecy arc.
Oh, the prophecy. I think
Vortex,
you talking about TBD. Okay,
just
I'm
haven't
sorry.
had enough for Boruto to address his character. He's been cool. I can't really say much more than that for him because we just haven't gotten enough.
We don't
Right,
know
yeah.
who Boruto should be yet, because we don't know what all happened over the time skip.
You know a little bit. We're gonna get more sprinkle in there, hopefully.
Exactly. So, like for Boruto, we just need to see more to really say if he's been good or bad. But like, so far, he's just doing things.
Yeah.
But
You got a
but,
prediction.
I mean, I guess
for,
by
like,
default, I have to say Kawaki's been better in that sense because at least I have more things I can say about his character.
like what? He's been on the floor all like the last 10 chapters.
But
He
I think that's
hasn't-
all good. I'm making a video on why this is good for Kawaki's character, and it works perfectly from a narrative standpoint.
I think we talked about that like at the beginning. Like,
Well, no, from other aspect. This isn't more in terms of a writing thing, in terms of like Mitsuki talks about what he learned in chapter 8 is that he needs to self-affirmation. If he doesn't affirm himself, nothing else matters. So Itachi versus Kabuto is like the most blatant example where they talk about this, but like if you don't acknowledge your true self, you will always fail. That's basically a writing thing, especially in Naruto. And long story short, that applies to Kawaki in lots of ways. And that's why he succeeds when he does and fails when he does. And I'm basically the video I'm doing, I'm just walking through pretty much the whole spiel. But right now, Kawaki more or less doesn't acknowledge his value. He doesn't acknowledge who he truly is. He's taken on an identity that's been given to him, most importantly by Amado, that's in Atsuki, while basically denying the identity he once forged for himself, that being a ninja, Naruto's student. And narratively, that's why he's going to keep failing. Boruto, on the other hand, is told, your identity is you are an Atsuki. We've seen the flash forward scene, though, that Boruto holds firm to his own identity that he forged, which is, no, I'm still a ninja. I'm still the Shadow Hokage. Everything I always wanted to be, I created for myself. I am that, a ninja. Right. Kawaki's doing the opposite. He's taking the identity that was given to him, Ishiki's vessel, the Atsuki, versus the identity he forged for himself. And long story short, that's why Kawaki's going to keep losing. He'll have his wins where he pushes Boruto into a corner, but he's always going to keep losing until he acknowledges who he truly is. So I think that's all great.
Kamui, you'll be glad to know I wrote down something in the abridged series based on what you said. Itachi says, acknowledge your true self or you will surely fail. Kabuto's response, Itachi, you studied screenwriting too?
What? The fuck?
Like, no way. Wait, Itachi, don't tell me you're write this down. Itachi, don't tell me you're a screenwriter. I think him being scared is funnier.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I'm using too much CPU. But yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Chat with you guys later.
All
right. Have a good night. Make some money while you sleep with Milo.
Huh?
Anyway, what do you think, Immortal?
It's deafened.
Later, bro.
See ya.
Okay, Kamui, hopefully Immortal comes back for this, but there's a few other... Oh, you know what? Okay, first thing, I know immediately what we need to do. We should have done this last stream. We should have done this 2 streams ago, freaking... But I didn't know it was a thing yet. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Actually, no, I gotta stop sharing it so that I can reshare it with sound.
Oh my god, I want to... Hold on, don't do it yet. Just do a long prelude to it while I get some salmon going.
Okay, well, how long of a long prelude? Because there isn't much of a prelude I can make for this, unless you want me to do a different topic.
Drag it out to like 5 minutes if you can help it.
Bro, I don't think we can.
I think there's a way, knowing us.
I know. Okay. Let me find another topic. We do the alternative translations for the data book, but I feel like at this point it's too late. Dumb. I could go over some of the recent anime things I've been watching, but I want to do that for an intro, so I don't want to do that yet. We could do the quiz, but I probably should be here for that. Okay, what about this? Yeah. Going over some Chapter 8 stuff. So the frickin' triangle. I don't care what anyone says.
So we're still on Chapter 8. That's even funnier. We still haven't finished
Chapter 8. Oh, actually, no, Chapter 9. My bad. This is Chapter 9. Oh. So the frog with a triangle, the frog's not holding a triangle. I don't care what anyone says. That item that frog is holding is absolutely 100% positively not triangular, okay? I refuse to believe it's a triangle.
It's not drawn the best, but it's
not drawn as a triangle.
It is. It's hold on, let me look at it.
No. We are not calling that thing, that cylindrical rectangular object, a triangle. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Cylindrical.
It's not happening.
Cylindrical.
I'm not doing it. I refuse to acknowledge its pyramidical shape, okay? Its fashion, literally its pattern is not in the shape of a three-sided object. It's not there.
Imagine a wooden triangle that has like a 1 inch of depth to it. That's all it is.
Okay, I'm imagining it. So what do you want me to do with my imagination? Because it's not what I see in Boruto.
It is. It's just look. I'm not saying it was drawn. Here's my thing. More than anything, it's just stupid that he said fly to the triangle instead of just fly to the village. Like why? Why is the triangle so emphasized?
God. Well, maybe to
It's
tell
just like-
which toad to fly to, which could be a pretty
But,
cool
like,
strategy.
But here's the thing. Like, does he have a? Oh, maybe he has like a different shape for like each toe. Like one toe has the Leaf Village emblem.
Exactly, yeah.
One has the triangle. I guess that works. Okay, I'll accept that.
If anything, that's an even cooler way of interpreting it.
I think that's the coolest way to interpret it. So let's interpret it that way until they let us down.
I'll happily raise my
Inevitably.
expectations until they crush them.
What was something you said? You think the best way to enjoy Boruto is to have your dreams crushed instead of not having the dreams in the first place?
There you go. That said,
Yeah, I
this
love it.
chapter 9 is not loading on my screen, so I think you're going to have to pull it up, because I feel like if I try and brute force it, my Wi-Fi is just going to go down again.
I already looked at it on my
Surprised it
phone.
hasn't already. Okay, good. I'll just wait for you to send it to me then.
Oh, you need me to send it to you?
I
Okay.
mean, I would hope so.
Will that Wi-Fi even load for you?
It's literally not. No, I already closed it down. Don't want to risk it.
You know what's even funnier though? It's that translation that said "Fly to Mount Myoboku."
Bro,
What does that have to do?
this object
triangle.
has 4 sides and 4 corners. Okay, from all
No, it doesn't.
angles.
No, it doesn't.
Bro, this is not a triangle. This is not a triangle.
You're looking at it wrong, bro. It's not four-sided.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
So-
I will outline the shape in a red,
No,
not marker,
because
but red.
so
This.
I'm gonna start with the left one because that's the harder one to tell. You can tell. Well, I would start with the right one. It's
Okay.
pretty blatant that it curves inwards, like on our left.
This is a
hold on.
straight
Let me
line
just-
tool.
Hold on. Can I? How does this work? Okay. Oops, I don't want the color white. I can do this on Discord apparently. Oh my god, can I?
I've drawn
in,
the shape for
please.
you already.
Oh, I'm
If
doing
anything,
it too
it's-
because you're gonna do.
It's a rhombus, if anything. And I will do this side as well.
No.
Yes.
Okay. It's gonna do this for now because I couldn't really zoom in. At least I don't know how to. So this is the general shape. Again, I did this zoomed out, so bear with me. That's how it follows. I can try to do it zoomed in if you want next time.
Okay, I got it. I will post this in chat. And you can disagree all you want. This is the shape of it.
Okay. I'm
Bro,
gonna do two
what is your
versions.
nonsensical triangle? Get out of here with that. It's so thick you can't even see the object. At least mine's trying
That's why
to
I'm
be
doing it again
reasonable.
zoomed in. Doing it again zoomed in.
Bro, mine is so reasonable. Literally using straight lines. That's crazy. You're trying to get away with that. And the one on the left looks more rhombusy triangular because it's at the angle. Like the top-down view and the right one makes the shape more clear. Like the left one is still a square, and that's how squares should be in perspective. So 1-point perspective. It would absolutely make sense in that way. Bro,
I don't
you
see whatever you
cannot be
posted in
serious
chat.
with this nonsense. You cannot be serious. Bro, it's not doing
lit-
that at all! Come on, Kamui, come on!
Yes, it is, bro.
You're freaking crazy, there's no shot.
Literally what it's
No
doing.
shot.
You can see the gap, bro. Where between the space, like, hold on. Can't believe I'm doing this to you. I'm gonna zoom in and show you the gap for why you know it's a triangle.
No, I can see the gap. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm circling it with my mouse right now.
Well, I can't see that, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this anyway.
That is crazy that you see that shape. It is not that shape at all. It is a freaking square, okay?
Okay, so I'm circling it. So this gap
I am making this
is
to
how you
confuse
know
people. I guess it's poll in chat.
So this here is how you know there's a space between his arm and the thing because it's curving. It's like pointing to our right. It's not square. It's just a bad triangle, bro.
All right, chat.
It's like
Go ahead and vote.
like a right triangle. It's more like a right triangle than it is an equilateral triangle. Is the problem?
It's more like a right rectangle than it is an equilateral rectangle.
No, it's not,
I
bro.
agree.
It's literally just it's a bad right triangle.
Bro, it is not. It is not the same thing. You cannot say it. You freaking photoshopped. I want to hear it. Mine is
I didn't
way more
Photoshop.
accurate.
What
Mine
do
is
you mean
way more
Photoshop?
accurate.
I can't see whatever you did because you didn't send it anywhere.
I did. I put it in chat.
No, I literally was there a minute ago and I didn't see yours.
Oh, never mind. I put it. I put it in DMs, which is where you're posting
Not
yours
my
anyways.
DMs either.
Then
What
the
DM? Oh,
Wi-Fi
you put it in
literally
my
just
DM.
hasn't sent it yet, but it sent it for me. So I don't know
Oh,
what
I
to do.
found it. Yeah, no, Oodie. You see, again though. So look at the one you drew on the right.
I know.
Okay. You notice that gap that I circled below? You're ignoring
I don't
that
care
to
if
make your
I'm
shape.
slightly drawn outside of the lines. Okay, it's because of the perspective.
That's why you know it's not what you drew. It's not a square of any type. It's a triangle.
It's not a triangle.
It's a right triangle. You need to learn what that is. Just like you need to learn what genetics are.
Okay, but from a writing perspective, I'm pretty sure we talked about this last stream. There's no way in freaking hell Kishimoto would have ever had Naruto had any resemblance to Kurama or anything to do with Kurama if it wasn't for the fact that Kurama was sealed inside him. I don't care if Naruto was born with whiskers. Naruto would not have had Kurama chakra.
Yeah, but like we established, it seems like they went back and forth on some of that stuff. So I think the initial concept, yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't. Essentially, it's not really a retcon because it's not in the plot. It's more of just the reason, his original design reasoning. So it's not a retcon, but like in terms of his thought process, it would be like a retcon. But it wouldn't actually be a retcon.
Side note,
Because
Minato's
never
dumb in
stated.
that scene anyways. The reason the Ninetales swings at baby Naruto, and the reason Minato and Kushina throw themselves in front of that, is because Minato says out loud, in front of the Ninetales, to Kushina, that they're gonna seal the Ninetales inside of baby Naruto. Other than that, the Ninetales doesn't care if that baby Naruto's even there.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, side note...
Well,
they're
actually, I think
they're freaking
Kurama already
irresponsible parents. They shouldn't have
knew
freaking
before,
brought baby
but
Naruto anyways.
huh?
I don't remember. Why did they even bring baby Naruto there in the first place? Like, he was chilling on
Just
the
so
bed with
Kurama.
Kushina. So stupid.
So he could steal, because Minato already decided he was gonna steal Kurama inside Naruto.
Bro, Kushina would have never allowed that. I don't know why Kushina let that happen.
Because
He said he did.
Minato was very confident in his belief.
He's an idiot. Stupid. Bro, I hate to say this. That should have been Minato's flaw. This should have been a mistake. Baby Naruto should have just died in front of Minato's eyes. That sounds awful to say.
This shouldn't. I don't think that should have been Minato's flaw. I think give him a different flaw.
I just want to see his face, his reaction.
Yeah, that's just the end of Naruto. It's a one chapter story. Minato, it was just like, let's believe in our child, and then Kurama kills him. He's like, oops. Yeah,
That's the version of the story I need.
But anyway, back to whatever we were talking about.
Okay, so also Immortal is leaving. Got work tomorrow. Okay, cool.
Well, he left the stage earlier, at least.
Okay. It's the 10th now, too. Freaking spoilers are going to be out next week. Freaking chapter is going to come out like next weekend. It's crazy. We're not going to do another pod until probably around the time spoilers are out. All yapping about now. Okay. Where do we leave off?
Honestly, we'll just go back to the thing you were going to talk about way earlier.
Okay.
I had enough talking
So,
genetic.
well, at the end of the day, I'm glad we all learned something here. And that thing is that Kisame was born as a shark. Literally 0 votes on this poll.
Why did Immortal leave?
Work. I told you why.
Oh, that's right. He had to do his job, sleep.
So the next one, podcast topics. Yeah. So I don't think it alters them on genetic level, but that's a little bit more money. Anyways,
What was the one that you were going to show me? You said you wanted to share the screen for, but I was making salmon.
that's not a Himawari thing.
Okay.
Well, anyways, on to our next topic. So, Kamui, what do you think about the outro? Thoughts?
I might die.
Over and out.
I'm gonna run away, live.